Meanwhile, S-Bear was still compressing the air. Thus, he attacked them with a very powerful strike, causing Vegapunk's research facility to explode. Surprisingly, Luffy managed to unlock the handcuffs for Lucci and Kaku in time. So, Luffy immediately used Gear 4. Luffy and Lucci decided to team up to fight S-Bear, while Zoro and Kaku teamed up to fight S-Hawk. They immediately attacked him together, causing S-Hawk to get hit. On Lucci and Luffy's side, they immediately attacked S-Bear with their strongest attacks. So, S-Bear and S-Hawk were both sent flying into the wall. At this moment, on another island in the New World, inside a bar in Elbaf, there's a giant boy who wants to go on an adventure with Shanks. But Shanks refused him. The boy continued to ask Shanks to take him along, because he believed he would become a very powerful pirate. However, Shanks teased him and refused. Suddenly, Shanks received a notification. An enemy attacked them, which made Shanks' crew very excited. It turned out their enemy was Kid. But Shanks felt very annoyed, because they were about to set sail. So, Shanks decided to quickly deal with them. Ben Beckman recognized that Kid wanted to come here to seek revenge on Shanks, because he had cut off one of Kid's arms. Seeing Shanks preparing for battle made the giant boy very excited. At this moment, Shanks met Dory and Brogy. It turns out they also wanted to fight alongside Shanks, which made them very excited. So, the key members of the Red Hair Pirates went to find Kid, and Shanks would give Kid two choices. It's either fight him, or leave the poneglyph and run. At this moment, Kid is fighting with the crew members of the Red Hair Pirates, which makes him very excited, because they are all notorious pirates. While Shanks has arrived at the coastline, making his crew very happy. At this moment, Killer warned Kid. Last time they didn't meet the leader of the Red Hair Pirates, they were defeated. Even Kid lost an arm. So this time, if they lose, they will lose their lives. But Kid feels very excited, and he still decides to fight Shanks. Now, Luffy and Lucci attacked S-Bear together with a very powerful strike, sending him flying into the wall. But S-Bear still wasn't defeated, so he immediately shot lasers at them. Meanwhile, Zoro and Kaku were fighting S-Hawk. Luffy and Lucci continuously dodged S-Bear's lasers, and they continued to attack him together. Meanwhile, Zoro and Kaku were also dodging S-Hawk's attacks, so Kaku immediately counterattacked him. Zoro also swiftly attacked S-Hawk, causing him to fall to the ground. At this moment, Luffy and Lucci punched S-Bear with great force together, sending him flying away. Shaka saw that everyone was exhausted. They thought that these two Seraphim wouldn't be able to get up anymore. Shaka immediately told them, "Seraphim are the strongest form of humans, so we can't underestimate them." Suddenly, S-Bear and S-Hawk immediately got up. Surprising Luffy's group, they didn't understand how the Seraphim could continue to get up. Zoro remembered the battle with King in Wano, who also had flames on his back similar to the Seraphim. Shaka explained that his name was Albur, a member of the Lunarian tribe. Previously, Albur was an experiment subject on Punk Hazard, but he was saved by Kaido. It turns out Kaido discovered that Albur was a member of the Lunarian tribe, and Albur had endurance far beyond ordinary people. After Kaido rescued Albur from the laboratory, he then changed his name to King. Shaka said that all Seraphim are created from the bloodline of the Lunarian tribe. So, Zoro warned Luffy's group, they must be careful of the flames on the backs of the Seraphim. Their attacks will only be effective when the flames are extinguished. While the flames are burning, they are invincible. At this moment, Zoro remembered his battle with King. He had a tough time fighting him. But Luffy's group immediately blamed Zoro, because he didn't tell them about this earlier. Suddenly, Shaka left, because he had guessed Vegapunk's location. But S-Hawk immediately attacked Shaka. So, Zoro quickly intercepted the attack to help him. And Shaka asked them to handle things here. On Nami's side, they were still being chased by S-Shark. Suddenly, Brook saw that S-Shark had disappeared. But he immediately reappeared in front of them, and he punched Edison, sending him flying into the wall, making Nami and Brook worried. As S-Shark prepared to attack them, Brook immediately stepped forward to block him, but he was defeated by S-Shark, making Nami worried. She saw that S-Shark resembled Jimbei a lot, and he seemed like a child, so Nami couldn't attack him. Zeus immediately told Nami to calm down, because he wasn't Jimbei. Zeus said, "I'm your ally, we will fight together." Thanks to that, Nami calmed down. So, Nami immediately ran to attack S-Shark. She reassured herself that he wasn't a child, because he was just a killing machine. Then, Nami threw Zeus at S-Shark, causing S-Shark to be electrocuted. Suddenly, Brook saw him fall to the ground, so he quickly reattached his head to support Nami. But S-Shark reappeared in front of Nami, surprising Zeus, because his attack had no effect. So, Nami was caught by S-Shark. Luckily, Sanji appeared just in time, and he immediately kicked S-Shark with a very powerful strike, sending him flying away. Luckily, Nami wasn't injured, but S-Shark still got up after that attack, which amused Sanji. On Lilith's side, her group is facing off against S-Snake, so Lilith uses Bubble Gun to attack her. However, S-Snake easily blocked the bubble. Unexpectedly, S-Snake immediately collapsed. It turns out Lilith's bubble gun contains the energy of the sea, so it can counter those who use devil fruits. Usopp and Frankie thought they had won. Thus, he immediately tried to tie up S-Snake. Unexpectedly, S-Snake immediately attacked Frankie. Lilith realized the bubble only grazed her arm, so it wasn't very effective, while S-Snake was very angry, and she immediately fired a laser at them. Suddenly, Frankie appeared behind S-Snake, and he used a bubble to pin S-Snake to the ground, making S-Snake weaken and unable to move. Suddenly, S-Snake cried out and said, "I hurt so much," so Frankie immediately took out the bubble. Unexpectedly, he was instantly turned to stone by S-Snake, making Usopp worried. Lilith continuously shot bubbles at S-Snake, but she managed to dodge them, and S-Snake immediately used his cuteness, mesmerizing Lilith and Usopp, and they were turned to stone by S-Snake. Thus, S-Snake defeated Lilith's group. At this time, Shaka is searching for Vegapunk in the lower room. Suddenly, he saw that there were a lot of cipher poles imprisoned here. It surprised him. And he also saw Vegapunk, so Shaka immediately asked who had captured him. Seeing Shaka made Vegapunk relieved. When Shaka was about to release Vegapunk, he was immediately shot, causing Shaka to fall down, so the cipher poles also lost all hope. Suddenly, the one who shot Shaka began to descend, immediately surprising Vegapunk. At this moment, the marine battleships were still on their way to Egghead. Kizaru wondered how long it would take them to reach Egghead, so he decided to have a light snack first. Meanwhile, Saturn was still waiting and enjoying his drink. On Stussie's side, she was informing Sentomaru about the Marines coming here. This surprised Sentomaru because Kizaru was also coming. He realized that the world government was very determined to kill Vegapunk, because they knew Vegapunk was researching the forbidden secrets of Ohara, and Egghead could create Seraphim to resist the world government. After hearing Sentomaru and Stussie's conversation, everyone was surprised, because the Marines wanting to destroy Egghead like Ohara was true. So, Sentomaru told everyone to quickly leave Egghead, causing them to fearfully run away. At this moment, Sentomaru didn't know how Vegapunk would resolve this. On Vegapunk's side, the mysterious figure was gradually appearing, surprising him. Meanwhile, Frankie's group was still being turned to stone by S-Snake, so he didn't know how to undo it. But Frankie could still move half of his body. Suddenly, S-Snake saw Pythagoras, which made him worried. So, S-Snake approached Pythagoras, and she immediately shattered him into pieces. This made Frankie furious, but he couldn't break free to save Pythagoras. On Chopper and Robin's side, they realized the Seraphim were causing chaos, because they heard an explosion nearby. Robin didn't know if there was anyone else here who could command the Seraphim. While Chopper was worrying about Nami, Robin said Sanji went to help her, so he didn't need to be too concerned. And they needed to quickly find Vegapunk. Atlas suddenly remembered there was a secret room that had been locked. Thus, they decided they would go there to check it out. On Sanji's side, he was facing off against S-Shark to rescue Nami, because he wouldn't allow anyone to harm Nami. Meanwhile, Nami was worrying about Edison. So, Brook immediately used his devil fruit power to go search for Vegapunk. Suddenly, S-Shark dove into the ground and disappeared. He immediately tried to sneak attack Nami, but Sanji managed to intercept his punch, even using his face to block the blow. On Zoro's side, he was still fighting against S-Hawk, but S-Hawk was very strong. He kept countering Zoro's attacks. Meanwhile, Luffy used his fiery punch technique to attack S-Bear, causing the research room to shake. But they realized they still hadn't defeated these two Seraphim, because they needed to extinguish the flames on their backs first. Suddenly, Luffy realized S-Hawk had disappeared. Lucci said S-Hawk had changed targets, and Lucci speculated that the one commanding the Seraphim had prioritized killing the weaker ones first. That's the mindset of cold-blooded individuals like them. So, Zoro decided to chase after S-Hawk. Luffy immediately asked Kaku to support him, making Kaku angry. Suddenly, Bear continued to attack them. Thus, Luffy kicked him away, because he is his opponent. Lucci immediately told Luffy he couldn't fight him without a plan. But Luffy kept attacking Bear relentlessly. Unexpectedly, Bear continued to stand up, surprising Luffy. On Bonnie's side, she is in great pain, because she has seen Kuma's past. At this moment, Vegapunk is in shock, because he has seen who captured him. The time goes back 3 months ago in Mary Joie's. At this moment, someone has informed the world government that Vegapunk is researching the Void Century. So, the world government sent Cypher Pole agents here, but they didn't find any evidence from Vegapunk. When the Cypher Pole agents left, then they were attacked by sea monsters, causing their ship to sink into the sea, and the Cypher Pole agents disappeared. So, the elders immediately gathered. They thought Vegapunk was investigating the Void Century, showing that he intends to betray the world government. The elders immediately decided to kill Vegapunk, and they sent CP0 to Egghead first. Even one of the elders, Saint Saturn, also went to Egghead, and he entrusted Admiral Kizaru with escorting him. So, the Marines prepared for a major upcoming battle. Unexpectedly, Luffy's pirate crew, the Straw Hat Pirates, also arrived at Egghead. This made Akainu very angry, because Luffy continued to cause trouble for the Marines. Afterwards, Luffy fought against CP0 to save Egghead. CP0 even became allies with Luffy. This news shocked the entire world. At this moment, the mysterious figure was still aiming a gun at Vegapunk, surprising him, and he opened Vegapunk's cage. It turns out his betrayer was York. Suddenly, York said, "I will become a celestial dragon," surprising Vegapunk. He didn't understand why York wanted to become part of that despicable group. However, York laughed at him and said, "We are all Vegapunk, but Vegapunk only needs one person." It turns out, a few hours ago, York secretly gathered the Seraphim together, and she told them that the world government wants to destroy both Vegapunk and her. This made her angry, so she wants the Seraphim to help her with this task. And she locked down the defense system of this laboratory. York ordered the Seraphim to kill everyone here. But, to prevent them from realizing she is the traitor, York ordered Snake to petrify her first, and she planned everything for the Seraphim. Meanwhile, Sentomaru ordered the pacifistas to assist Vegapunk. All the residents are afraid and leaving the island. On Kid's side, he is very excited, because this time he decided to fight Shanks. They think they can defeat another emperor, which made them very happy. Suddenly, Shanks' crew members appeared. They said that Kid would never have a chance to defeat their captain, which made Kid furious. It turns out they are all pirates allied with Shanks, and they are preventing Kid from coming ashore. Killer realizes they are all famous pirates in the world, so he advises Kid not to underestimate them. At this moment, Shanks has prepared to meet Kid. He saw everyone stopping Kid, so he ordered them to retreat, because Shanks didn't want anyone to get hurt, but the crew members said they wouldn't let anyone touch their captain. Suddenly, others also ran over, because they want to fight alongside Shanks. This made Dory and Brogy very happy. Now, everyone wants to go with Shanks, but Shanks refused them, because he will go somewhere else. So, Shanks began to step onto the ship, but he instructed everyone to take care of themselves. At this moment, Lucky said he would help Shanks defeat Kid, but Shanks warned that Kid is wanted with a bounty of 3 billion berries, so he couldn't underestimate Kid. Suddenly, Shanks asked about the latest news of Blackbeard, because he had left his base. Shanks thought Blackbeard would appear in the Wano battle. On Kid's side, he used his devil fruit power, and he pulled all metal towards himself. He created a gigantic cannon, surprising Shanks' allies, because their ship was also being pulled towards Kid. So, Kid prepared to shoot them, making Shanks sense the danger. And Kid fired an extremely powerful laser beam. He immediately destroyed Shanks' allied ships, to force Shanks to appear and meet him. Shanks immediately realized that everyone was in danger, making him worried. So, Shanks immediately took action, and he swiftly sailed to Kid's location. Meanwhile, as Kid was preparing to fire another extremely powerful shot, suddenly, he felt the Conqueror's Haki of Shanks. Then, Shanks appeared and attacked Kid. This caused Kid's giant cannon to break, and Kid was knocked away by Shanks, leaving him severely injured. He saw Shanks. Kid remembered earlier when he was very confident talking to Killer, that he would obtain the final poneglyph, and he would definitely become the Pirate King, because Kid believed that Kaido, Big Mom, and Shanks were just outdated figures, so he was determined to defeat them. Unexpectedly, when facing Shanks, Kid's ambition vanished, because he was defeated by Shanks with just one blow. Even Killer was also defeated. Seeing Shank approach, Kid's crew members pleaded for him, and they handed over their copy of the poneglyph to Shank. They only hoped he would spare them. They saw the power of the red hair pirates, causing everyone to fear. Suddenly, Shank departed. But they saw Dory and Brogy preparing to attack them. So, both of them unleashed a very powerful combined attack, which split Kid's ship in half. This caused Kid to fall into the sea. Thus, Kid's pirate crew was defeated by Yonko Shank. The video ends here today. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel to support Oni-chan in the upcoming videos. Thank you for watching. Love you all.